great honor to be inducted into the Football Hall of Fame here at East High. Something I always look forward to. Favorite memory, funny memory, after the first quarter, they always ran away from me, not towards me. That's true.
So, being inducted tonight, humbling is the first thing that comes to mind. An honor, and probably deeply indebted to those people that I played with. My favorite memory, it's kind of a wraparound. At the beginning of the season, and I don't know if this is the first time that East did this, but on the poster that had the schedule, instead of the usual, you're sitting on the bleachers and taking a team picture, we actually went to the courthouse and we sat behind the judge's bench, took our picture that way, and the caption said, "Ministers of Defense," and we thought we were the so that was the first thing. But in order to get to that thing, we all rode together, and we thought it was something cool. Flash to the end of the year, those of us who had received recognitions and awards, again, we were all together in a vehicle riding to get our pictures taken. And it was just one of the coolest memories I've ever had, and I've kind of kept that with me. So I was able to start the year with my brothers, I ended the year with my brothers.
It means everything, giving my heart and soul to this program. All the memories that I shared with teammates, coaches, everybody I went to high school with. It means everything to be inducted here tonight. There's a lot of favorite memories. I would say the Upper Iowa team camps, the trip to Washington, D.C. for 7-on-7s, and just sharing every Friday night for 4 years with the guys. I'd give anything to get to do it all over again. So my high school football days were one of my favorite times of my life.
Hey everybody, wish I could have been there with you today, but unfortunately we're in Italy enjoying our time together. What it means to me to be a Trojan is, when I was younger, I always wanted to be an East High Trojan. I always wanted to wear the orange and black. I would see the older boys running around the neighborhood wearing their orange and black, and that was just something that I've always wanted to do. With all the history and all the great players and the great coaches and everybody that's walked the halls of Troy at some point in their life, and now being part of the Ring of Honor and receiving this award is a real honor for me. My favorite memories, probably, the pride that you feel when you put on the orange and black jersey on game days, the pep rallies that we would have on Fridays before football games, Coach Kittleson making us late in the dark, small gym at East High, trying to remember what we're supposed to do for every play and everything as the game's coming up. Every varsity introduction where the team would make a tunnel and you run through the tunnel out to the field always gave me chills and just felt like great. And the fans cheering and Sloan Wallace, as old as it was, shaking and rattling all the time, just great memories. But especially the biggest memory for me is going to be probably all the great teammates and coaches and staff that helped me succeed in my 4 years at East High.
It's just a wonderful honor, part of history. This is a historic high school. All of these players are part of history in Waterloo. Undefeated seasons, I think 6 seasons in a row. National state championship basketball team. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience for me to be East Waterloo Trojan. Probably winning the state championship in basketball in 1970. We started off, we lost our first 2 of 3 games, and we won 22 straight games all the way through to the state championship. Great time to be a Trojan. We got out of school all week long. We were down in Des Moines all week long. Our friends and family and fellow students were down there. It was just a wonderful occasion, and we won it all. And I learned how to win on a high level. And that was probably my favorite memory, being out of school all week long with my friends.
Tonight, I'm introducing 2 new members of Basketball Hall of Fame, Warren Jones and Nate Sauer.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the 2025 East High School Ring of Honor football ceremony. I would like to say thank you to the Ring of Honor Committee for putting this program on and for all your hard work in organizing this amazing ceremony. A very special thank you to the East High School Hall of Famer, Miss Louise Bryant, and her catering crew for putting on an amazing meal. And although they're not here tonight, but I would also like to thank Dr. Jared Smith, Superintendent of Waterloo Community Schools, Sam Kresick, Director of Human Resource and Director of Secondary Education, and District Athletic Director Josh Payton. I would like to also congratulate the 2025 class of East High Ring of Honor Hall of Fame inductees and honor the past and the ones to come. So congratulations to all of you for all of your hard work in making East High great and all the accomplishments that you had while you're here in high school and wearing the orange and black. A lot of great conversations, a lot of great memories, and some of the conversations that I had with people. And so the stories I hear, and it's just been amazing. So as the athletic director, as you all know, East High has a strong, rich tradition of football throughout the state of Iowa. And here's just a small example of East High School football tradition. And we all know this: 6 years of undefeated football seasons, AKA the streak, numerous all-conference championships, 6 mythical state titles, 7 All-Americans, over 100 all-state football players. Many are sitting amongst us tonight. Numerous Division I football players and Division II, 3 football players, 3 NFL players, most of any high school in Waterloo. And with that being said, this is an absolute honor to be amongst all of you guys. Such a great collection of men and athletes and East High alumni. And at this time, I just want to say, again, congratulations and thank you all for being here. And thank you, Charlie Aldrich, for organizing this event 21 years ago. 21 years ago. And with that being said, I'll turn things over to our building principal, Mr. Byron Phillips.
Well, I'm going to echo his sentiments. Welcome. Charlie gave me instructions not to embarrass him this year. Don't tell any stories about the other school. So I'm going to get right to it. Congratulations to this year's inductees. And as Timo kind of expressed, as I look out, actually I see a guy from Cedar Falls. I see a guy from Central. But I don't feel so bad being from West. Thanks, guys, for showing up. But no, it's an occasion. And even though they went to those schools and I went across town, we know about the tradition here at East High. And I'm honored to be a part of this as they honor you guys that put that work in years ago. From the coaches, I got the chance to know Mr. Van Oort. Didn't know he was a football coach. He was an English teacher when I met him. And then I heard all these stories. So I heard somebody say he's a lot smaller now. I don't know, were you lifting weights back there? Tough guy? No. Yeah. Okay. Well, what I learned from him is civility. That was his go-to in working with young people. Try to teach them civility. I won't be lingering the hour. I'm going to introduce, my job was to introduce Charlie Aldrich, and I will not embarrass him. He was, he went in the 2009 class of the Ring of Honor. And as Tim said, he's been an integral part. He's really detail-oriented. Like, what you laughing at, Gabe? Yeah, a little obsessive compulsive. Like, every detail. Like, he had Coach Sheely told him to start sitting down, getting up here at like 6 o'clock. Like it was going to take him 36 minutes to get here. But anyway, it's my honor to introduce my friend, Charlie Aldridge. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome, and I mean welcome to this, our 21st Ring of Honor ceremony. I've said this before, and let me mention it again. Let me ask you, what other school remembers, recognizes, and acknowledges the rich history, heritage, and tradition of its football team at East High School like we do here with the Ring of Honor? I know other schools are kind of like, man, you got a good thing going. We might start that. I go ahead. You're 21 years behind us. That's good. We do need to single out several people and groups to give thanks for their continued support for this special event each year. First of all, we want to thank Principal Byron Phillips for your continued support. You know, if you don't have the support of the principal of the building, it's kind of hard to run a successful event. So thank you again, Mr. Phillips. And thank you to Athletic Director and Ring of Honor member Tim Moses for helping set up and do all the little details that you don't really see, but it's things that need to get done. So thank you, Mr. Moses. A huge thank you to the East High Golf Alumni Committee that helps us financially in purchasing these Ring of Honor polo shirts, the plaques, the certificates, the frames. For those of you who play in that golf outing, please know where some of that money goes. So thank you again, Alumni Committee. Also a big thank you to the East High Head Secretary Shannon Jensen, who typed up and printed out the programs that you have in front of you. She wanted to make sure that the school song was in there, so we sing it at the end. You can't use the out that I don't know the words. Okay, so you got to sing along, so thank you there. Also, right over here, Ron Moreland, we want to say thank you for videotaping the ceremony. And for those that are out of state, out of town, or just for some reason could not make it here tonight, they will get an opportunity to see this on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And for 20 out of 21 years of our ceremony, Katrina Heeman has been sending out press releases, alerting the media, getting our video lined up, and has been our #1 administrative supporter. So thank you, Katrina. Also, I want to say thank you to our Ring of Honor Executive Board that makes the decisions and guidance that keeps us rolling along every year. To Gabe Benson, to Randy Lee, to Glenn Moore, to Tony Stevens, to Lloyd Timms, we say thank you for keeping this rolling. We'd also like to wish head football coach DeCarlos Anderson, his staff, and the 2025 East High football team the best of luck tomorrow night in their game versus Decorah. At this time, I don't know if Carlos is still here or not. I don't know if he's still here or not. He'll catch it on YouTube. Okay. At this time, I'd like to read our Ring of Honor mission statement, which has not really changed or has been altered in the last 21 years, and it still holds through today. Our Ring of Honor mission statement. The Ring of Honor has been established to recognize former outstanding East High football players and coaches who excelled during their playing career at East High School. This select group of former Trojans will have made major contributions to the success of East High School and brought positive recognition to the program from their outstanding achievements on the gridiron for the Orange and Black. The inductees selected have been selected by present and former past Ring of Honor members. The common denominator for all members of the Ring of Honor is knowing that regardless of the year that you played or the achievements of the team they played on, they all share an equal status. Once identified, all Ring of Honor inductees attain a lifetime membership. Each member never graduates, never goes on the injured reserve list, is always eligible, never moves out of the district, and never transfers. This is one of the highest honors a football player at East High School can attain. Established in 2005,
This is the 21st year in existence. 141 members have been inducted so far. And with tonight's 6 new inductees, we are proud to announce a grand total of 147 members and counting. Okay, as we celebrate the members with us here tonight, let's not forget and let's take a moment of silence to remember the 40 Ring of Honor members who are no longer with us at this time. Thank you. Okay, now let's recognize and acknowledge our Ring of Honor members in attendance tonight. Members, when I call your name, you can stand up. You can wave over to Ron over there so you look good and distinguished. If you don't, it just gets the back of your head. So we'll go from there. Starting with our phenomenal, outstanding coaches that help mold these players and give them the guidance to have the success they've had that are with us tonight in the year they were inducted. 2011 inductee, Coach Marv DeWard. 2016 inductee, Coach Lowell Grunwald. 2013 inductee, Coach Roger Kettleson. 2007 inductee, Coach Mike Sheely. And 2009 inductee, Coach Larry Van Ort. And now the men up front, the Ring of Honor offensive and defensive linemen in the year they were inducted. 2015 inductee, Steve Elfritz. 2024 inductee, Greg Grimm. And in our very first year in the inaugural class of 2005, Sean Hewitt. 2006 inductee, Dwayne Ort. 2008 inductee, Tom Thorson. 2024 inductee, making his first appearance, Corey Turner. And his dad made sure he got here. He's going to club him. But 2010 inductee, Ron Turner. 2021 inductee, Cole Van Way. You thought I missed you, man. 2023 inductee, John Wall. 2020 inductee, Kurt Wilkes. And our outstanding Ring of Honor linebackers, 2021 inductee, Danny Banks. Also from our inaugural very first year in 2005 inductee, Mark Loftus. And a Ring of Honor defensive backs, 2010 inductee, Dave Magnuson. 2011 inductee, Tim Moses. 2016 inductee, Jeff Smith. 2022 inductee, Lloyd Timms. In a Ring of Honor offensive ends, 2017 inductee, Sammy Menton. 2012 inductee, Mike Watkins. And our Ring of Honor quarterbacks, 2023 inductee, Troy Alexander. 2020 inductee, Gabe Benson. 2013 inductee, Craig Carper. 2007 inductee, John Dunn. And of course, our Ring of Honor running backs. 2006 inductee Darnell Jones. 2011 inductee Randy Lee. Also, the very first year that we had this, making a very rare appearance because he don't have the shirt, is 2000 inductee Lou Montgomery. 2023 inductee Glenn Moore. Also from our very first year in our inaugural class, 2005 inductee Neil Moses. And 2008 inductee Tony Stevens. Did I miss anybody? Okay. And now, well, I tell you, what we have here is the greatest collection of football players and coaches. The best football players and coaches in the state of Iowa at one place, for one time, for one event. Can we hear it, ladies and gentlemen, the East High Football Ring of Honor inductees? All right, now let's meet our 2025 inductees, starting with our Memorial Award. And here to present it is 2007 inductee Ring of Honor, Tony Stevens.
Good evening. Before we get started, what we would like to do is recognize two of our Ring of Honor members who were inducted into the UNI Athletic Hall of Fame this year, and that was Charlie Aldrich and the late Mike Allen. Okay. I'm here to present Alex Big Thunder Walker. Alex attended East Waterloo and graduated in 1957. He was an outstanding athlete who participated in football, basketball, and track. As a 6'5", 280-pound offensive tackle, Alex told me that he ran a 4.7 40. His speed helped him outrun most of the halfbacks and tight ends on their team. Not only was Alex a hole opener for All-State running back Jim Boostman and Virgil Carr, he was named to the third team All-State offensive tackle team in 1956. Alex was also on the track team. He was a 2-year letter winner as a shot putter. He was a power forward on the basketball team for 2 years. In addition to athletics, Alex was a scholar. All 3 years of high school, he was on the academic honor roll. After graduating from East High School, Alex enrolled at the University of Iowa, hoping to play football. Unfortunately, he suffered a knee injury which prevented him from participating. As a result, Alex left the University of Iowa and enrolled into the military. While in the Army, he played semi-pro football with a team affiliated with the Oakland Raiders. When Alex left the Army, he married his wife, Ruth. Then Alex attended Dominguez Hill Community College in Carson City, California, where he earned a bachelor's degree in Black History. Soon after graduation, Alex and his wife, Ruth, moved to Los Angeles, California, where he worked for the Los Angeles Parks Department and at Southwest Community College as an assistant football coach. In 1976, Alex, his wife, Ruth, his children, Derek, Maria, Brett, Micah, and Deidre, returned to the Waterloo Cedar Falls area. Alex enrolled in the University of Northern Iowa, was a graduate assistant in the history department, and earned his master's degree in world religions.
After receiving his degree, Alex became the admissions director for the now defunct Business Institute of Technology in Cedar Falls. For several years, Alex served as the assistant director to the UNI's Upper Bound program. After that, he served more than 20 years working with the Waterloo Workforce and Development Department. And many of you probably had contact with him there who draw on unemployment. Alex died in 2012, I'm sorry. At this point in time, I would like to introduce his granddaughter, Janai Hardy, who will receive family's recognition. Join us.
All right, on behalf of my family, we want to thank you guys so much for inducting my grandfather in there. He'll be so honored. We're honored to have him in there. We're so proud of him. All the stories he told us about going to East High and all his accomplishments, we're just happy that he's in there. We thank you so much.
As always, it's an honor to be here tonight and speak to the Ring of Honor. Just talking over here with some people before, they say that if I get cut, I bleed orange and black. That's true. Did it this afternoon. My sister graduated from East High in 1954. And I remember when she was going through school, we had to listen to a radio back then. Our family turned in every East High School football on the radio. I remember curling up against that radio and listening to East High School football, dominating people. 1954. It's been like that since 1898. And I wrote the book about East High School football before the players from Central joined us in 1988. I wrote the book, and I do know East High School football. I have the honor tonight to induct a young man that I am so proud of. There's nobody here that I probably have known as long as I've known Nate Sauer. In 2000, I was talked into starting a youth football league, tackle football league there in Waterloo. 3rd and 4th graders, 5th and 6th graders. A coach for the 5th and 6th grade team happened to have a son that wanted to play football. Started playing Youth Sports Foundation tackle football as a 3rd and 4th grader, 5th and 6th grader. Went on to play quarterback for Central Intermediate in 7th and 8th grade. And I was hoping against hope that he would come to East High School. During those years when he was the 7th and 8th grader, he ran the press box at Sloan Wallace Stadium is the Youth Sports Foundation. Him and his brother and sister, they'd put everything out, get it set up, go up in the press box, announce players for both teams. They keep the clock. This is as a 7th and 8th grade. I just knew that this young man special. He did decide to go to East High School. And lo and behold, I think probably the only quarterback at East High in history that started as quarterback as a 9th grader. Yes, that means Nate played 4 years at East High. He didn't play all 4 years at quarterback, but his coaches asked him to play outside linebacker. 5'6", 5'7", 140-pound outside linebacker. Didn't stop him. He still was a star. And he remained a star throughout his career at East. He wound up being the punter when he was a senior. And unfortunately, he had to punt an awful lot. And it's believed, even though Reggie Roby was quite a punter for East High School, Nate probably had more yards and more punts than Reggie ever thought him. Nate went on to Waldorf, and he played there as a football player and a baseball player. He graduated from Waldorf, and he became a sheriff at the Waverly Sheriff's Department. Nate is now married. His dad is here, and he has 4 children that are here. I want to congratulate Nate Sauer and ask him to come forward as a new member of the East High School Ring of Honor 2025. Nate Sauer.
Mike, I'm not sure how to top that. First of all, I want to thank my wife, my wonderful kids, my father, my father-in-law, one of my ref partners who are all in attendance tonight, any former coaches, former teammates, and every single person who's ever supported me along this journey. And of course, I want to give a thanks to the committee for selecting me for this honor, something I'll carry with me for the rest of my life, so thank you. Football's been a part of my story from the very beginning. And as Mike said, starting with the YSF, playing at Central, playing here at East, and then finally Waldorf. My freshman year, it was tough. Like Mike said, 14 years old, maybe 150 pounds. I was asked to play quarterback for our team. We did finish 0-9, but I will say the athletes we had, we deserved way better than 0-9. And still to this day, the teammates I had on that team are by far my favorite teammates I've ever had. Sophomore year, we did make a little bit of progress, finished 2-7. You could tell that the momentum was starting to shift. We knew the group of guys that were in the program and coming through the program, that something special was going to happen. That was the year we finally did beat West High too. Courier acknowledged that on their front page that year. Junior year, we finished 3-7. I say 3-7 because we did make the playoffs as the lowest seed. Again, we had new coaching staff. We could tell that things were changing. We embraced the change, embraced the work, and embraced each other. Senior year, we might have had the first winning season in a long time, 5-4. Again, did make the playoffs. Probably the most memorable year I had playing here at East High. I think looking back, the thing I'm most proud about in my career is my flexibility, my willingness to do whatever it took to help the team. In ninth grade, I started as quarterback. It's the only position I'd ever played. Never had made a tackle, never caught a ball, never did anything else. I would just play quarterback. Midway through my junior year, we lost our punter. At that time, we didn't have a backup punter, and coach was asking anybody who can punt the ball, who can help us out. Now, I remember as a kid, I'd just go to the street where I lived, and I'd punt a ball in the air just so I could catch it, in dreams of someday I could be a punt returner. Never did I know all that messing around prepared me for that job. told Coach I was willing to give it a shot. He sent me over to Sloan Wallace for a JV game. I must have did okay because the rest is history. Then going back to flexibility, my senior season, I remember Coach Asmus at the time. We were in a preseason camp, and he made us select a defensive drill. Again, I've never made a defensive tackle in my life. I don't think any of my former coaches had asked me to do a defensive drill. He told me, no, you have to choose something, go get conditioning, go get some work in. I remember looking down at the linebackers. Coach Justin Brecki at the time was down there. We were very thin at linebacker. And he was one of my favorite coaches. So I said, I'll go down, get some conditioning and exercise. I went down and gave my best effort. The next thing you know, I was playing outside linebacker come week 1. That experience taught me everything that I carried, or the experience has taught me something that I carried at my nose. Just be willing to be an athlete. Do whatever the team needs. Give your best always, and good things will come. I was fortunate my senior season to be named the only unanimous all-conference selection and second team in the state. But more than the awards, I'm proud of the fact that this is a team we made the playoffs for a second season in a row, leaving the program in a better spot than what I came in. After high school, I was blessed to continue playing college football, and today I'm in my 14th season as a football official. I've also been lucky and blessed to have the chance to coach alongside my dad, Tim, in YSF, giving back to the game that I love so much. Football has been a constant in my life, and I know it's the same for everyone here. It helped shape who I am. It gave me lifelong memories, friendships, and lessons that extend far beyond the field. So tonight, standing here, being inducted into this Ring of Honor, it means the world to me. I'm deeply humbled to be recognized in what I truly believe is the greatest Hall of Fame in the state, East High School Ring of Honor. There's no other school that can match the tradition and athletes in the room tonight. To my family, coaches, my teammates, and everyone that supported me, thank you. This honor isn't just mine, it's yours. Thank you.
I'm here to honor our next inductee, Kevin Nobis. Kevin played both ways as a middle linebacker and fullback his senior year. And if you know our offensive defensive scheme, you don't get a play off. You're going to get popped every time, usually a middle linebacker or fullback, and he took that on every Friday night. He led the team in rushing his junior and senior season, and also led the metro area in rushing, East, West, Cedar Falls, Columbus. So he did a great job there. He was named first team All-Metro, first team Big 8 Conference, and special mention All-State. He was also an outstanding baseball player for East with a batting average over 500, and was also compiled a perfect 5-0 pitching record, earning him first team All-State recognition in baseball. While at East, he was selected as the school's class president and voted East High's most valuable athlete in 1986. After a brief stint at Ellsworth Community College, Kevin joined the United States Marines and served our country from 1987 to 1993 as a gunner on the M198 howitzer for Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm. He was awarded numerous medals and ribbons while serving, including the Kuwait Liberation Ribbon and Medal. Once he returned, he gave back to his community by coaching youth football, flag football, softball, baseball, tackle football, and was named Waterloo Optimist Coach of the Year. Still active in baseball as he plays senior softball league and was inducted into Waterloo Softball Association's Hall of Fame. Now, when I told Kevin of his induction into our Hall of Fame, it was like the beginning caption of the old Wide World of Sports. If some of you remember that show, The Wide World of Sports, the beginning caption to have the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Am I the only guy here that remembers that? There is. All right. Thorson, help me out. Okay. Well, the thrill of victory was as he was as high as a kite, happy, proud, and humbled, and honored. But when he asked the date of our ceremony, it turned into the agony of defeat, as his family scheduled a trip to Italy and would be unable to attend tonight's festivities. He slumped over like someone just sucked the blood right out of his body. He will be here at the ceremony, or he will see the ceremony on YouTube. Thanks again to Ron Moreland, and is very much looking forward to being here next year. He did want me to read a message to everyone here, which I'll share with you at this time. From Kevin. Regrettably, I am unable to be there with all of you on this fantastic day. My wife and I are spending time in Italy enjoying our retirement. I am humbled by the inclusion into this great club alongside great people. I would like to thank all of you for voting me into this prestigious club, and I look forward to seeing you next year. Thanks again, Kevin Nobis, once a Trojan, always a Trojan. Our East High Football Hall of Fame is proud to welcome into our Ring of Honor 2025 inductee Kevin Nobis, and we look forward to seeing him here next year at our ceremony. Thank you, Lloyd.
Good evening, everybody. I have the honor and the privilege to announce my brother in love, my brother in life, my brother in Christ, the man, the myth, the legend, Glenn Manning. Glenn is a 1977 graduate from East Waterloo. He played defensive tackle, one of the most feared athletes in the state of Iowa. He played on a team that went 1-8, but it didn't stop him from being the greatest that he could be. He made first team all conference, which was the Big 8 at that time. He made first team Big 5, the Metro, and he also made third team All-State. This young man weighed anywhere from 260 to 270, 275. He also ran a 4.7 40. So if you made him mad, don't run. That just make him more mad. He's going to catch you. The young man eventually went to Ellsworth Junior College, where he made all-conference also. He was one of the most sought-after defensive players in the nation at that time. And that's when Ellsworth was one of the #1 junior colleges in the nation. He went on to play for the University of Iowa. This young man, he's been married now 42 years to his wonderful wife, Michelle. He's the father of 3 daughters and 1 granddaughter. He retired after 35 years of driving a freight truck for Dayton in Minnesota. I love him dearly. He's known for his speed, his agility, and his strength. This young man played basketball and ran track and excelled in those also. He pummeled a basketball. He could stand flat foot at 260, 270, jump up and slam dunk a basketball. No steps. They called Javon Curse the Freak. Everybody remember Javon Curse? This man preceded Javon Curse. If I ever seen anybody that was freakish as an athlete, is this young man behind me right here. I love him dearly. I want to present to you and introduce to others, again, my brother in love, my brother in life, my brother in Christ. Welcome to the 2025 induction for the East High Ring of Honor. Glenn Matt, hear ye him.
Thanks, Lloyd, for that introduction. I wish that was as young as he made me out to me. I want to thank, first of all, my parents and my coaches. It is truly an honor to be calling them East High's greatest. The one thing that stuck with me was I wanted to be part of something that's greater than myself. And that included teamwork, working with others, helping whatever I could, depending on what's going on. I should say working with others, training, just being a positive leader. That's what I saw growing up as an athlete, and that's the way I want to be in life. And they would prove to be, important to my work career. They would raise my family. And that's just the way I want to be. But I'm going to keep this short to I see some ways to rise. And I'm going to say I got one memory. I got a bunch of them. Playing for East High Friday night, under the lights, orange or black. That was a good thing. That was bomb. And it should be during high school, the best time of your life. And I had that. So, thanks again. And I'll try this soon. I believe we got a new member that has rolled in. It doesn't surprise me because when I was coaching him at receivers, he's late at most all the meetings anyway. Darius Lovelace, 2008 offensive end. Stand up, big guy. Good to have you down here from Iowa City. Our next inductee is Will Montgomery. Will was a 2-year starter for East his senior season, a wide receiver, tight end, and on the offense, he was a wide receiver on offense, and on defense, he was a defensive back. He was first-team All-Metro, first-team All-Conference at defensive back. One of his highlights was returning a fumble recovery for 89 yards for a touchdown. Now, I see over there they have all the record boards for receiving and throwing and catching, but I bet if they put up a board for longest fumble recovery, Will, you'd be at the top of that. He was also a 2-year letter winner on East's 1974 state basketball championship team. Will comes from a family of great players. His brother, Norm, starred at the University of Northern Iowa. His brother, Carl, starred at Wartburg College. His other brother, Lou, starred at the University of Iowa. We, in this area, we got a chance to follow all those guys through their career and their exploits through the coverage from the Courier, the Register, from their local TV sports outlets all around the area. Will, on the other hand, attended Missouri Western University in St. Louis, Missouri. Now, just as the St. Louis Dispatch paper didn't cover his brother's exploits at UNI and Wartburg at Iowa, the Courier didn't exactly cover Will's exploits at Missouri Western, but it doesn't mean they're any less impressive. Will was a 3-year starter at cornerback for their very, very successful football team. He started at quarterback, and when their teams played in 2 division bowl games, the Boot Hill Bowl and the Mineral Water Bowl. His excellent play earned him induction into their Hall of Fame in 2010. He graduated with a BA in Business Administration and later got an AA in Manufacturing Technology from the University of Wisconsin. Will returned to Waterloo and worked as a global product manager at John Deere's for over 20 years before retiring in 2023. He has been a board director at the Viridian Credit Union and even spent time in our district as a substitute math teacher. Will is very active in his church and volunteers on several committees for them. He is so valued that he has been on the selection committee to help choose the new Waterloo High School mascot, colors, and name, which I understand is going to be revealed in a couple weeks. Will has been a valuable member of East High School. He has been a valuable member of Western University. He is a valued member of our committee, and now he's a valued member of our prestigious organization. The East High Football Hall of Fame is proud to welcome into the Ring of Honor 2025 inductee Will "The Thrill" Montgomery.
What an honor. What an honor to be part of history. And this is history. This family that I'm joining, and I'm so very proud. This past summer, me and my classmates celebrated our 50th class reunion. And someone asked me, what was it like 50 years ago to be a student athlete at East Waterloo High School? And I've had a chance to think about that, and I will tell you that it was a great time to be an athlete in Waterloo, at East Waterloo High School, in the early to mid 70s, because we won at everything. Now, I came to East High thinking I knew a little bit about winning. At McKinstry, we went undefeated in both 8th and 9th grade in both football and basketball. We never lost a game. But it wasn't until I came to East Waterloo High School and became a part of that 1974 football team as a junior that was led by my brother Norm and Ron Turner and Ricky Ellis and Sonny Fagan and those guys, that I really understood what winning was all about. Those guys laid it on the line. And to be honest with you, Norm suffered a high ankle sprain towards the end of the season. And for those of you that have ever had a high ankle sprain, it takes a long time to heal. And I remember night after night after night, Norm soaking that ankle and icing that ankle, trying to get movement. And I remember asking him one week and saying, hey, you're not going to play this week, are you? And he said, yeah, I'm playing. And he played very well. But there were others on that 1974 team that went undefeated. I can think of Denny Boy, I can think of Norm, I can think of Sonny Fagan, I can think of Ricky Ellis, and many others that laid it on the line and went to practice every day. And I remember our tape room. You want to know what a 9-0 football team looks like? You should have saw our tape room during practice week. We looked like a mass unit. Everybody was banged up. But we still went out there and got it done. And by the way, our quarterback got injured for a couple games as well, and we still won. So I will say that winning for me took on a different, just a different meaning for me during that 1974 season. And then guess what? We roll into basketball season. I'm a junior.
We roll into basketball season with Charles Burkett as our captain, Sonny Fagan, Ken Einfeld, Norm. And guess what? We win the state championship. We coming off a 9-0 football team. We roll into basketball season. We lose 2 of the first 3 games, and we go 23-0 all the way through the districts and won East Waterloo's first state championship. Let's give that 1974 team a round of applause. Now, I have to say that our coaches, a lot of times, they get a lot of criticism. But I want to take this opportunity to say that these coaches took 17 and 18-year-old boys with raw talent, and they turned us into winners on the field, but even more importantly, coaches off the field. They taught us how to win. And when I went to Missouri Western, I didn't go to Missouri Western just to say I'm on the football team. I went down there with a winning resume. I won in junior high. I was part of a state championship basketball team, and I was part of a 9-0 football team. And I played down there. But even more importantly, I learned from these coaches was when I went into the business with, I'm not ashamed to tell you that I had assignments at John Deere that I probably shouldn't have on paper. And I remember asking a manager, why am I part of this project team? I know nothing about global positioning systems and anti-lock braking systems. Why am I a part of this team? And I had a manager at John Deere tell me that the reason that you were selected for this team is because we think that you are a winner. And that came from East Waterloo High School. So my understanding and my feeling is that I learned how to live life, and I learned about winning from walking these hallways right here at East Waterloo High School. So thank you, coaches, for all that you've done for all of us. Let's give our coaches a round of good guys. So in closing, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that has supported me and supported my family. My wife's here, my daughter's here from Atlanta. But I also want to say thank you, and I want to recognize my brothers. Again, as Charlie has said, I'm the 4th brother that's in this Hall of Fame, in this Ring of Honor. Norm, Carl couldn't make it tonight. My younger brother Lou is out there, and I'm number 4. But I also want to recognize my grandfather. His name is William Big Son Flowers. He played back in 1936, which was about, let's give him a round of applause, man. He played in 1936, which is roughly 90 years ago. So as a family, we've had a pretty good run of it, a pretty good run as a family. So thank you to everyone that has voted for me. Thank you for supporting me and my family, and I'll do my best to make you all proud. Thank you.
Well, somebody always has to go last. But if there's any player I've known that could handle it, this is our next inductee. I probably knew most of you guys at one time or another in my career being a coach. But it's so great to see you guys tonight. I just can't believe it. I'm still here. You're still here. And we're celebrating East High School football. And it may not last very many years. So let's party hardy tonight. But it's my honor to honor a young man that, again, I got to know him before I got to know him at East High School. Because I started my career at Logan. And the Jones family was already a legend at Logan when Warren showed up as 7th grader. And he didn't let anybody down. He was tuned in and turned on the whole time he was at Logan. And then I had the good fortune to have Walt Cunningham become the principal at East High School. And Walt had been at Logan. And Walt knew me. And also had the head football coach here at East High School, Roger Kittleson, who knew me. So I had kind of a little bit of an end coming in 1972 when Central opened and I got a job at East High School. And lo and behold, a member of that first class that came into East High School that I was a counselor for was Warren Jones. So I had the pleasure of knowing him for 4 more years. And he's a great guy. I mean, I'm not going to go through his statistics because we didn't wind up being that great a football team his senior year, but we were rated number 1 until we got beat by Central in the 8th grade of the season. That means going in, we were 7-0. We got beat by Central, and we should have beat them because the field goal that would have won the game was good. But to Warren's dismay, they counted it no good. So we lost that game. And we also lost a second game to Mason City. That's a game that I screwed in. I was protesting nothing. I was trying to move some players around, and unfortunately I had a reputation. And I was doing some yelling, and out comes the flag. And it was late in the game. We had a chance to win it, but with the penalty on the kickoff, they wound up kicking the ball back that 2-yard line where it was recovered, and we never had an opportunity to come back and win the game. But Warren was part of that. He's part of so many other things that happened in my life. And like I told them tonight, I was talking to my kids about the Ring of Honor this year. And my daughter said, "Is Warnie in yet?" And I go, "No, not yet." She said, "Well, he belonged to the Ring of Honor, Dad." Well, yeah, he does. So I nominated him, and the committee elected him, and I'm proud to have him here tonight to accept the induction into the Ring of Honor, Mr. Warren Jones.
Thanks, everyone. Good to see you, young man. Let me start with this. The stone that sits on the very top of the mountain's mighty face. Does it think it's more important than the stones that are at the base? In the 1983-84 school year, there were a group of young men that during that school year, they were juniors and seniors. But when we got on the football field, we decided that we would not be going by that clock. We were going to be Trojans. We were going to be known as Trojans. We were going to play as Trojans. So let me mention some of those stones that were on that mountain. Scott Drager, Kevin Herman, Lonnie Gage, my brother Chris Jones, Darius Lovelace, Glenn Burt, Todd Natham, Phil Caldwell, Bucky Robinson, Myron Thies, Rod Pryor, Andre Scott, Richard Hoosman, Rudy Garza, Ryan Chamberlain, Jerry Boyd, Sean Wilson, Reed Pryor, Ryan Lawrence, Bill Kettleson, Kenny Loftus, Trace Finch, Henry Kennedy, Bart Albright, Terry Culpepper, Bucky Lake, Mike Merzlock, Gary Nealons, John Dennebear, Archie Taylor, Bruce Lyons, Jack Egger, Matt Matutes, James Williams, Dwight Mangum, Alan Zumack, Larry Smith, Matt Sadler, Clarence Wright, Paul Owens, John Nettie, Dale Oswegan, Eric Griffith, Mike Hewitt, Scott Yerington, Dennis Rowe, David Ploy, David Metcalf. Gentlemen, you were all a part of that mountain. I just want to recognize you guys and say to you that we are all on here. But thank you guys that were a part of that team. And lastly, I'd like to say, I grew up watching my older brother, my older sisters compete for this high school. Later, saw my younger brother, played with my younger brother. I saw these giants. I got to see them play. I heard the stories from my brother and my sisters. I would wait up when they competed to hear what they had to say about these athletes, this school, the teams they played on. I couldn't wait to put on the orange and black. This is an honor. It's a great honor. It doesn't touch putting on the orange and black and competing for this. I cherish that honor. I respected that. I hope I performed well. Thank you.
Okay, in conclusion, we have a few housekeeping items to wrap up. All 2025 inductees, we're going to set one row of chairs down here, but we're done. And we'll take a picture. All the members, you'll be late, Doris, get up here on time. Come on up here. We'll take a group picture. And we would ask people in the crowd if you could just hold back a second from talking to the members until the picture is done, or we'll be here all night. Okay? And don't forget, we have a post-ceremony celebration, and everyone is invited over to continue the celebration as the stories get bigger and better every year. The directions, you go over 5th Street, turn left on Commercial, and you run right into it. I would ask you at this time to pull out the program that you did not pull that, because we want to finish the night off with the best note possible with our East High School fight song. The words are in the program. So, I want to bring up the Bruce Springsteen of East High School, his friends, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, to end this night on the best note possible. I do have a quick disclaimer, though. Listen up. Don't worry if you sing off key every year like Randy Lee does, because you will fit right in, because everybody's off key. So get those programs out. Let's stand up. We're going to end this in just a minute. Who needs a program? Ready? Da 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 da.
Cheer, cheer for East Waterloo. Wake up the echoes cheering for you. Send a volley cheer on high. Shake down the thunder from the sky. What though the odds be great or small, East Waterloo will win overall. While her loyal sons go marching onward to victory. E-A-S-T-H-I-G-A! Yeah!
I'm here for Alex Walker. My name is Jadon Hardy. I'm his granddaughter. I am a Trojan.
For Alex Walker and Tony Stevens, I am Eastside.
I'm Kevin Nobis, and I'm a Trojan, even in Italy.
I am orange and black.
I am and always will be a Trojan.
I am East High.
I am a Trojan.
I am East High.
I am a Trojan.
I am a Trojan.
I am orange and black.
For Kevin Nobis, Will Montgomery, and Charlie Aldrich, darn right, we are Trojans.